Oh, today, preparation, we're going to talk about the green box kits, organizing your green box. We will sit and talk to people and walk through planning and what they need to do and identifying weaknesses, areas of strength, trying to find context to get areas covered. And we also do preparation workshops where we will help people create their green boxes and get the basics started so then they'll just have to maintain. So So, for our purposes, a green box is the term we use for the item or place where we store important documents. That name green box comes from my mom. When I was a little girl, she would always tell me and my sister if anything ever happened to her or my father, all the important household documents are stored in the green box. Um, so that's just what we refer to, and it's just kind of an easy thing to remember. I know other people store their information in different locations. I've had somebody say they do it in a blue folder. I've had people say they put it behind a picture frame. But for the purpose of this presentation, when I refer to green box, that's what I mean. It's the place where we put our important documents. Does anybody have any questions so far? Good.
Somebody had a question in the chat.
Okay, I can't see it. Can you read it for me?
Give me a moment because I had to move our pictures to see your screen.
Okay.
It says, is this assistance for North Carolina residents only?
No, we have people that we assist. I have someone in, I want to say Baltimore. I have people in New York, Ohio, Mississippi, Florida, South Carolina. So we are open. If you need help and we have the finances to do it, we will help. Does anybody else have any other questions so far? Okay. Thank you for letting me know it's something in the chat. I can't currently see the chat with my screen being shared. So if something pops up, somebody please let me know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. By the end of this presentation, you will be able to identify important documents, identify important contacts, organize your important documents, and know how to keep this information updated. So, important documents are any documents that authenticate.
You can't get in your iPad.
I'm sorry, what? Okay, sorry. Important documents are any documents
Hit the bell.
authenticate your identity, finances, legal declarations, and or medical status. So, for your identity, important documents would be any form of ID you have, your birth certificate, your social security card, passport. These are just examples. That's not the exhaustive list. But these are just some examples. Important financial documents are going to be your tax returns, your bank statements, your retirement account statements, legal documents, your will, power of attorney, marriage certificate, divorce decree is also a legal document. And medical is going to be your medical records, any list of prescriptions you may have. If you have a living will, advance directive, those are all considered to be medical documents. Now, if you check on the internet, because I did not do this, but if you check on the internet, there is a way to find out how long you need to keep these items. For example, tax returns, they tell you how long to keep them in case you get audited. I want to say it's 5 years, maybe 7. Bank statements, you may want to keep
3 years for tax.
3, good job. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What about bank statements? Does anybody know how long you need to keep those?
It depends on the banking institution. Some of them require years of it, some of them don't. A lot of them just go back to like 2 years or whatever.
Awesome, thank you. Okay. So that's what your important documents are. Also, for the purpose of this presentation and the purpose of the green box, I want you to think about if I'm not able to speak for myself, if I'm not able to tell someone where this information is, what do they need in order for me to not go bankrupt, to be homeless, for me not to have a medical bill or any of that. So think about when you put your information together, the person that's going to have that, that's going to have your green box, is going to have everything they need to handle your affairs until you are able to take them back over. So is there any other documents that you guys think that someone would need to handle your affairs?
The
And-
military records, your
and-
military records and your military discharge.
Absolutely.
Your
DD
DD
214.
214, right.
Yeah, the DD 214, that's very important.
Awesome.
What about What's a your DD
license
214?
Military,
Someone said, what
That's,
about your life?
The DD 214 is your military discharge certificate. It shows the actual date you entered the military and the actual official date you were released from active duty.
Any other important documents you guys would need, you think are important to have?
Hi, this is Joe Bonet. I would think your title to your property should be listed if you've paid it off.
Absolutely. What about,
Someone put in the chat, what if you have no family members?
well, somebody would still have to handle your affairs. So that information still needs to be gathered. A friend, a church member, a trusted, someone that you would trust in case you can't handle your affairs, you would need to have that person have your green box.
Also, your
Someone was talking and they stopped. Can you think of,
hello,
hello? Hello?
hello.
Hello?
I can't. I'm trying to get in.
Okay. Can you think of any other important documents? Anything else? It could be legal, could be medical. What about how about
I think,
a list
I
of
think you should, shoot, I'm Georgia Green. I think you should have a document of all your children, when they were born, their age, and all that, because a lot of times people, they get children they don't never know nothing about. And if they have this in the green box, they'll know their original children that they have.
That's a very good point. And if you are in a blended family, you also need to have that information as well. So if something should happen and we need to contact all of your
Children.
your heirs or whatever it is, we need to know who these people are.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah,
Hello,
can you
hello,
hear
my-
me?
Yes.
Hello, my name is Michelle Cash, and I'm also suggesting that mortgage documents be, a lot of seniors are now considering doing reverse mortgages. And a lot of them, family members are not allowed to be on the deed with them, but they should know the process of it, so they'll know what's, if something does happen to the individual, they'll know what part they can participate in.
Right. Right. What about a list of all your outstanding expenses so they'll know what you need to pay? That important?
Yes, that is important.
Oh, I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
I'm Georgia Green. That should be important because the bills, as far as your house and everything, still, if you're gonna say this, they have to still continue to keep those up. So that is important for them to know a record of your bills so they can pay them.
So again, the purpose of this presentation is to just get you thinking and open to what all you need to gather. Because that can be very frustrating, just knowing what you need. So this is a good way to figure out, these are the things I need if I can't advocate for myself.
Aaron, can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, okay. Well, I think if you have a prearranged funeral taken care of, that should be put in the green box.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm actually in a situation where I had a family member that passed away unexpectedly, and of course we had to have the family meeting, and that was a discussion of, you know, how are we going to do the memorial service and what do we want to do. And it just so happened this person had expressed to a family member, you know, that they wanted to have XYZ occur. Otherwise, we would have just had to figure it out, you know, like what would be cheapest based on what we could afford. So if you do have that, that's great. That's
Yeah,
absolutely awesome.
okay.
All right. So we're going to now think about important context. Now, many people, when you think about your emergency contact, you think about a family member, or you think about your significant other, your siblings, your mom, any adult children. If you have a guardian or a caregiver, that's who you think about. But when you do your green box, you need to expand your thinking, because if you're not able to advocate for yourself, if you are employed, let's say you have a part-time job or whatever it is, your manager has to be notified. And if you can't reach your manager, you may need to reach a coworker to reach the manager for you, or your human resources department, you need a contact for them so you can fill out your FMLA papers, your short-term disability, all of that. So those are important contacts to have so that your family can make sure that you still have a job and you still have benefits. Or if you don't have access to insurance information, the human resources department will be able to kind of guide you with that. And I'm saying this in a general sense because some, you know, many of you may not be employed, but you may have family members that when they do their green box, they need to think about these things. Medical, you want to make sure that you tell somebody who your primary care physician is. If you have specialists, you need to tell them who those people are. If you have a home health service provider, you need to tell people who those people are. Because if you can't advocate for yourself, and maybe you go to a medical facility that you don't typically go to, then those people would be really important in providing record and information on what your current medical situation is. And then other important contacts, you may need an attorney. If you were in an accident, they need to know who your attorney is, your landlord or your neighbor, a religious contact. If you are in a church and you're old school, kind of like my mom, she's from that generation where you call the church and let them know if somebody's in the hospital because they're expecting the deacon or the pastor to come by and sit with the family or pray. So if you believe like that, you would want to provide a religious contact. Does anybody know why it's important to have like a landlord or a neighbor down as an important contact? Can you think of any reason why you want to do that? No?
And from Yvonne Carter, did you have a question, Ms. Carter? You're on mute. Take your mic, unmute yourself.
Hello.
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Terry Jackson. I think it's important to let your give your landlord and owners information about family member to let them know if something happened to you, what they need to do or who they need to get in contact with.
Good answer.
Yeah, it's really important.
You want to make sure that you have your landlord or your neighbor down in case someone needs to get into your house to get your green box. Or if, for example, in Charlotte, there are a lot of
Now they
people
can
who
hear
move
you.
here.
Ask the question.
This
There are
is
people who,
Vaughn Carter. It's not that I have a question. I think I'm going a little too fast on you. But what I wanted to let you know that this information is very important, but all that in this file that you're showing me, I already have my file set up like this. And in fact, I have a notebook in the front of my file. Everything that's in my files is in that notebook. And I told my children, anything they need to know, if something happened to me, all they have to do is go in that notebook and they know what's in that files.
oh, well, that's excellent. That's awesome.
What do you think?
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Also, Aaron, I think maybe we had a question. Diane Jones, did you have a question?
Yes, I just wanted to answer the question that she just was asking.
Okay.
Just one of my neighbors had just passed away up the street, and his someone well, his next door neighbor had went into his home and found him dead. And it's good to have, you know, a good next door neighbor with, and give them the information to call your next to kin, because his next to kin was out of state.
Right.
So, you know, they had to get in touch with the next to kin to let them know that their brother had passed away. So it is good to, you know, have a neighbor to give them the information that you need.
Right. Absolutely. That was the point.
Yes.
Thank you so much. That was a good point. And the
I
next door
guess
neighbor,
that would apply if you,
That's
excuse
all
me,
you
if
wanted
you
to
live
jump.
in places like North Carolina.
yes.
Still unmuted.
And
Not
also
always,
the neighbor
not
could
always
also
can
be,
you do
When
that.
it, oh, wait, I had my hands up.
Just
Yeah.
leave it.
the neighbor could also help as far as, you know, keeping an eye on the house or getting the mail while you are taking care of your medical situation. So that's also a good reason to have the neighbor contact. So
And you know, it's hello, you know, I'm Georgia Green, and it's also good to have your church pastor, their administration, to know, because they know your family already. So if anything happens, they can get in touch with them also. Because a lot of times people move in and out your neighbor who are so fast, you don't get a chance to know them.
right.
All you can do is speak to them, and if they give you a reply, you're doing good to get that.
Right.
But it's good to have someone that you can trust in your neighborhood. You may have one person, and that's better than nothing. And provide you have your church members also, and your pastor. You know, your pastor know everything about you anyway, because you know you can always talk to him. So
Right.
I think all that's good.
Hello.
Mhm.
Hello, do you hear me?
Oscar, yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Gomez. Gonzalez, Oscar Gonzalez, go ahead.
Yes. I'm here most of the time, but today I had to be at the doctor's office at 3 o'clock. May I leave now? Any problem if I?
No, if you need to go to an appointment, please do so.
Yeah, okay. So I'll
Okay.
be here next. I'll be here next Thursday.
Okay.
Also. And also I am here some like a ring every few minutes, every few seconds. That like a telephone call.
Yeah,
Ring.
that's people coming in, joining the meeting. Yeah, that's on our end.
Oh, I see. All right.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay,
See
thank
you
you.
next week.
All
See
right.
you next week. All right.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Thank you much.
Hi.
Hi.
Can you guys hear me? I'm Sheila Waken.
Yes, we can hear you.
I thought it was a good idea to for me to write my telephone numbers down off my phone, because I got to the point where I don't remember my phone numbers anymore. So I lost my phone.
Say she gone.
I know she gone. There's a voicemail on here. Let me go find maybe her. Hold on.
I'm sorry, Sheila. Sheila, what were you saying?
I lost my phone like 3 weeks ago, and so I have no family members here. So my family didn't hear from me for 3 days, and they're used to hearing from me every day.
Oh.
So I didn't give any neighbors, none of my phone numbers to my relatives. So I went to a doctor's appointment, came back, and my door was kicked down by the police because they called to do a welfare check. Because it was like, you called us every single day. We didn't hear from you for 3 days. We thought you were dead. So after that incident, I decided to copy all my numbers down. That way, if I ever lose my phone again, I can come to my house and say, okay, let me call my daughter, let me call my sister and say I'm okay. But I never thought to do that because young people change their number so much, so I didn't remember anybody's number. So after that incident, I learned to copy my numbers down.
That's a good
in a
point.
little black book.
That's a good point. I never thought about that. And I'm just like you. I don't know people's numbers. I just go on the phone and hit a contact.
Yeah, we rely on the phone.
Yeah.
You can transfer the numbers to your iPad too.
Oh,
can I say something?
Sure.
You can transfer all of them to your iPad, so you have that in your iPad too. Phone numbers.
Oh.
Because
And
I have
also
all of
you
mine
can-
to my phone and the iPad.
Can I say something?
Yes.
I have a drawer in my kitchen. By me being 69 years old, I have a tendency to forget or to lose something. So I have a drawer in my kitchen and I use a cardboard, like a white cardboard. I don't put it on one cardboard, but I have different cardboards, different piece of papers with my kids' address, telephone numbers in case I lose my phone. And I use that drawer in case I need a number that I can't find or something happens. On the wall in my kitchen, I take some tape and I put the doctor's stuff up there. And when my next appointment, I got one side where I got my next appointment right here at the top, and the last appointment is at the bottom. And I put stuff in there organized so I won't have to go and dig through no box, no drawer, no nothing. And it'll be right there. In case I forget, the clinic number is right there on the wall. My next appointment is up there on the wall. And I can put it in my phone also, but by being a senior, I will forget. So that's a good way to do it. And I just came up with that. My old doctor's numbers and the street numbers and everything like that on the wall.
Well, thank you. I haven't learned how to put my contacts on my iPad yet, so I'm going to practice that after we get off the phone. I mean, after we get off our phone.
You do like I did. Put your most important numbers in a drawer, not on a one piece of paper. You know, like a cereal box. You cut that little piece out, and that's a brown piece. Your daughter's number, like a white cereal box, cardboard box, piece of paper, and have it on that, and write it big. So when you go in the drawer, you'll know.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
And don't forget, most phones today have a cloud backup. If you lose your phone, don't worry about when you lose your phone, you think you've lost all your contacts, you haven't. Or you can use somebody else's phone to retrieve all your information, photos, phone numbers, or whatever you had on your phone through their phone by going into your cloud. That's why DC had you do that Apple ID when we were at the beginning, when we first started the classes. That backs up all your information, your calendars, your doctor's appointments. It's just marvelous what, a phone can do today. So don't worry about when you lose your phone. Trust that it's backed up in your cloud.
You can transfer all your phone numbers in your iPad at one time.
Yeah, when I first got, I signed
all
my
of them at
phone
one
with the
time.
iPad.
Thank you.
The information, we're gonna go to the next slide. So to organize your green box, what we recommend at Green Box Solutions is you break them down into these categories: your employer documents, healthcare documents, your legal documents, financial documents, any miscellaneous documents, and for you guys, you have a section for your military documents. We have a free important document checklist on our website, and that is the address. And this is what it looks like. And it goes into a long list of what documents would fall in which section. Now, again, there is no one correct way to do this. It's basically what you want to do is if you're going to have it in a drawer, if you're going to put it up on the wall, wherever you put this information, you make sure the person that you're trusting to handle your business knows where it is up to date, and the information is correct. That's, we want to reduce stress. We want to make sure that, people don't have to worry about what they need to know. We know where that is. We just want to make sound decisions, and we just want to go through the emotional process to make sure you get better. Anybody have any questions? Okay, I see, is DeLorean? Is Dolores? You have a question? I see you waving your hand. We can't hear you. We don't have you. We can't hear you. I see you talking, but I can't hear you.
No, okay.
Like I said, I don't have no documents or anything that you're talking about, and I'm dyslexic, but I need help to get these documents.
Okay.
The main one I need to get is the what'd you say? For is not insurance, but the other one. I forgot what you said it was. When you given a will, as far as the will, I don't know how to do that because I'm dyslexic. So a lot of things that you are talking about, I need help with trying to get it. You know what I'm saying? Most of my family has passed on and I don't have no help trying to do anything. So it may be my first time in your class, but I've been having different numbers trying to join you all, okay? So I would appreciate if I can get some help with all the work you all are doing. Because I get different codes every time I come and try to join.
Yeah, let me just say that before the end of the session today, we're going to have a representative from the Department of Aging who's going to provide all of you with contact information that you can use after this session.
Okay, like I said, I really would like a one-on-one, if it's possible. You know, trying to get caught up with y'all. Everything that you do, because I'm always trying to get to learn whatever you're doing. You know, it's probably better me and help me. And I don't know nobody in this building that I live in, you know, so they won't be of no help to me. So I just try to keep it moving, you know, because you don't know nobody. You just have to just forget about it, basically. And my family is scared to get on elevators. So like I said, I'm doing things all by myself. Slowly but surely, that's what I do. I just ask for help. If I don't get it, I keep it moving. So thank y'all very much.
Anyone else? Hello?
I have something to say. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. My name is Eddie Page, Mr. Eddie Page, and I'm getting ready to go to have an MRI, and the cab's coming to pick me up at 2:00. And the gentleman was talking about the information for later. Can he text that to me, or can he email it to me?
Yes, that will be provided to all the participants today. So you will receive it as well.
I know, but I'm getting ready to leave. I'm getting ready to I have to go to the doctor. So how am I going to get the information?
They will email it to you.
Yes, they'll email it.
Okay, I'd appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yes, can we like have the questions at the end?
Can you have the questions at the end of the presentation?
Yes.
You don't want anybody to ask me any more questions, or I'm confused what you're asking?
She wants to know if you are going to answer the questions that are still in the chat box.
Okay, yes, when I can see the chat, I can't see the chat right now.
Okay, the last question put in the chat was, tell this person to call the DC Legal Counsel for the Elderly. When she raised concern of not having anyone to help her and she would like to help. Mr. Wine, W-Y-N-N, answered and said at the end of the call that he would also give some available numbers. So that's the last question in the chat. Tell this person to call the DC Legal Counsel for the Elderly.
Were there other questions in the chat that I didn't see, or?
Yes. No, that was the last one. The others you answered. I'm gonna scroll up. Okay, the last comment was tell somebody to mute their phone, and that was the other ones. What's the actual expiration dates of passports? If you, I apologize. Okay, here are some questions. What is the actual expiration date of passports? And if you move to another state, does the pre-arranged funeral arrangements follow?
That I would not be the person to answer about the pre-arranged funeral arrangements. I would suggest, I guess, you contact whoever you purchased it from for that, because I wouldn't know the answer to that. But usually on your passport, it should say when it expires.
Passport?
that was.
Yeah,
Did you
those are
say
two
pass?
questions. That was a question in the chat.
They don't follow. If you move to another state.
Okay.
The passport expiration is every 10 years.
Not passport, funeral arrangements, prepaid funeral arrangements do not go to another state if you move to another state.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
And the last question was about calling legal counsel, or the last comment, call legal counsel for the elderly, for the woman who had concerns about needing with a lot of things. And then Mr. Wine said he will also give us some numbers too.
Thank you, Shirley Thomas, for helping
You're
me. I
welcome.
appreciate it.
No problem.
I'm gonna run through these helpful tips right quick because I don't want to go over for you guys. When you're working on your green box, allow adequate time and thought. Don't just kind of throw everything in one space. Just really think about it because you don't want people to get frustrated just going through a bunch of papers. And you also want to make sure that whoever is going to get this information is someone you can trust and that they are going to do what you ask. So make sure you allow thought, time and thought when you start to work on this. Make sure you review your important documents and contacts at least once a year. Because like the lady that lost her phone said, you know, change your numbers all the time. So make sure you have that stuff updated. If you have any life changes, get divorced, get married, you may not have a baby, but you may have like a grandbaby or great grandbaby. You want to keep all that in mind so that you keep your information updated, such as your will and that kind of stuff. If you were to start another job, a good time to print out your new benefits, print out any of your new information is when they have open enrollment. Make sure you have adequate insurance coverage for you and your family, because what you don't want to happen is to have to do a GoFundMe for your burial. When you obtain or make any changes to your legal documents, please make sure that information is registered with the proper government agency. If your state requires your will to be registered, make sure that gets done. Your state may not require it, but if it's required, make sure it gets done. Make sure someone knows how to access your social media accounts if you have social media accounts. One of the things I'm currently experiencing is that when our family member passed, we don't have access to his social media accounts. So everybody's posting condolences and all of the family wasn't notified. So we weren't able to control the communication to his friends and other family members. So make sure if you have a social media account, somebody can get in there and can communicate what's going on to your other friends and family. If you have any assets, make sure you protect those. Make sure that if you have like extra land or whatever it is, talk to the trust, talk to an attorney about a trust or estate planning. In case you may need some government assistance, a lot of time they require you to exhaust all of your resources before they will help you. So find out what you need to do to protect your assets. After you organize your documents, just keep the most current information, shred the rest of it to try to reduce any kind of fraud or identity theft. Store your documents in a safe place. It needs to be safe from natural disasters, or if somebody's gonna rob, you know, if you could be a victim of robbery, you don't wanna have your important documents kind of out in the open and easy to get. And make sure your information, your family knows where this is in case of emergency. Any questions?
Questions in the chat.
Okay.
There's a statement in the chat that says, information to share to those living alone. This phone app is set up to check on you every day and provide your loved ones peace of mind that you are okay. And the website is Daily Call, which is going to be long and probably interesting for many to catch. So I don't know how, Mr. Wine, they would get this particular text.
I got a question.
Okay.
I know somebody that has information, but they got it in a lockbox. How would the person, they got, you know, the thing with the key or the code, how would the person get into that lockbox and if you done pass? What would be, because I know somebody that has one of those. Would you call it a safe box? Safe.
Oh, okay. Well, surely that person will give that information to someone. Like, do they just have it and they didn't bother to tell anybody how
I
to
don't
get
know.
in?
Yeah, I don't know who they would tell, but I know somebody that has one. So maybe they told somebody or something. But what if nobody? What if that person can't get in and don't know, and that person has died or something?
That would be very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that was the
And
lockbox would be no problem. That's why they have locksmiths.
but it's a safe, one of them safe things, you know.
They do that.
They still would be able to get in. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, they got. You should see the safe my son just bought. A big old huge one.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let me, this is Joe Wynn with the VETS Group. Let me break in at this moment. We're getting close to the end of our session. First of all, let's thank Aaron for a great presentation, providing us with a whole lot of useful information.
Thank you.
And we will definitely send out her contact information. So if you have additional questions, you can reach out to her as well. We also now, I want to invite Miss Vadonia Mallory. I hope she's still on the line with us. She's from the DC Office of Aging, and she's going to provide some contact information, so that you'll know how to reach her and use that office as a resource as well. Are you there, Miss Vadonia? You have to unmute.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, there she is.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good
I hope
afternoon.
everyone is staying safe and keeping themselves healthy. I am Vadonia Mallory. I work for the DC Department of Aging. And I want to just share some information on our services and programs. I'm not going to hold us long because we have a very short time. The DC Department of Aging, thank you for bringing that up for me. In the DC Department of Aging and Community Living, we are a new department, but not a new agency. We became a department a year and a half ago. The mayor declared us a department from an office. Some of you all are familiar with the DC DC Office on Aging. And now we are a department and we're very proud of that. The DC Department of Aging, what we do is we advocate, plan, implement, and monitor, if you can turn that for me, Mr. Wynn. Thank you. We advocate, plan, and implement and monitor programs in health, education, and social services for our seniors and adults with disabilities and their care and the caregivers. We're in partnership with over 20 community-based organizations across the city with more than 40 free low-cost programs to help all district residents live boldly at any age, stage, and ability. Our core population is seniors who are 60 years and older, with or without a disability. If you're 60 years and older and you live in the District of Columbia, the DC Office on Aging is your agency. We also have, in the last 3 years, added to our community district residents who are 18 to 59 with a disability. We also support our caregivers, and we also support adults at risk of abuse and exploitation, and that is 18 plus. The services that we provide are adult daycare, caregiver support services, case management. We support community dining. We have counseling services. We do have an emergency shelter that we do partner with some, so others might eat. We have fitness and wellness programs. We do home delivered meals, which has, by the way, in this pandemic, we have fed over almost 400,000 seniors since the pandemic. And that's home delivered meals being delivered to our seniors and those with disabilities. We also have in-home support services that we help our seniors to get connected with. The young lady who had spoke that she needs a representative to help her. We can help you. So before I get off this presentation, I want to make sure that you have our number and you give us a call so that we can help you. We also provide legal services. We partner with AARP, the Legal Counsel for the Elderly, and it is free legal services with Legal Counsel for the Elderly. We also provide now LGBTQ programming and services, long-term care and busnet, nutrition counseling, recreation and socialization, transportation. We do a falls prevention program, which has been very successful, and we call it Safe at Home. That is our falls prevention program. I will get into a little of each of these programs so that you understand how it works. And we also have senior wellness centers. Now, our adult daycare is more so on the line for those who have their loved ones who are still living with them, but they have to work. But the senior cannot be alone without supervision. So our adult day services is a great program for those who need that type of support, where you have to work, but you have to have someone with your loved one during the day. So that is a great program, and it has been working very well. Our caregiver support services, we have a Caregivers Institute that we have partnered with, and we do programs and services such as workshops, sharing and support of our caregivers. We do provide case management services through our agency, and our community dining locations are in senior buildings, in churches, and it's a free service. There's no cost to it. You just have to register. We do have counseling, and our emergency shelter, as I said, is a partner with some so others might eat. Our home delivered meals program has been one of the biggest programs since the pandemic started, and it's open to any senior who lives in the city. There's only it's two qualifications: that you are 60 years and older and you live in the district. That's the qualifications for home delivered meals. Our legal service, legal counsel. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about our transportation services. We have our transportation services that will take you to your doctor's appointments and your public benefits appointments. Now, it is the yellow cab. We have partnered up with yellow cab, so you're no longer, as I know some of you have joined us on our transportation services when Seabury Connector was our transportation. Well, we no longer do the buses. We have the cab ride where they pick you up. You can have an aide with you if you need be, or a family member to ride with you. They pick you up, take you to your doctor's appointment, and they come back and pick you up from your doctor's appointment and take you home. So it's no charge at all for this service. You just have to qualify. Qualifications are that you do not have Medicaid that has a transportation connected to your Medicaid. And we can look that up. We can look your Medicaid up to see if you qualify. And if you do, then we will do a application, 2 pages. You fill out one, your doctor fills out the other side, get a document to say who you are, your age, and where you live, and send that to us. 5 days it takes, and then you'll be put on for your transportation. And you can start your transportation on the day that you are approved. So it's pretty good. It's a new one, new service for us. Our Safe at Home is a falls prevention program, and it's very popular. Now, what does that mean? That means that whenever we talk to a senior who calls in, we always ask about their mobility in the home. Do they have any issues? Do they have steps? Are they having a hard time getting up and down off the couch? We provide a stair lift if that's what you need to get you up and down your steps. We provide grab bars, handrails. If your toilet is too low and you need it to be raised so that you won't fall, we'll do that. We also have a furniture risers, and furniture risers are where you sit into your chair, hit your button when you're ready to get up, and it stands you up and you walk right away from the chair. It's really falls out. Safe at Home program is really a very popular program that we have now. And thanking Mayor Bowser, who has went out, and we have funding for this program to carry it on through the next fiscal year. So we're very proud of that. Our senior wellness centers are open to any senior in the city. They provide all types of programs, exercise, workshops. They have gourmet kitchens in them, and you learn to cook healthy. You learn to take care of your body. And there is also a computer lab in every wellness center so that you can learn and how, the new and latest things for computers. Now, understand that we do have the iPad program, and I heard everyone talking about the iPad program. And we are now in the fiscal year coming up so that you can tell those who all are looking to be a part of the iPad program that we will have the funding that we went after to get more iPads so we can have a lot more of our seniors to be computer savvy and technical in their training. So I don't want to keep you long because I know Mr. Wynn had a cutoff time, but I want to share this with you. If you need help in services, now I tell seniors this, we don't do everything, but what we can't do, we'll help you get it done. We'll connect you to the right people. We'll connect you to the right organization. If we don't do it, we'll make sure we find who does and help you. So I don't want to hold him much longer because we're supposed to stop at 2 today, but we're already a little over. So if I can, I would like to share the information on how to contact us. We are open from 8:30 to 4:30. Give us a call. If you call and the line is busy and you don't want to hold on, you can always push the call back button and we will call you back. Our phone number is, oh gosh, this is in my day. Our phone number is 202-724-5626. And those who want to email us, you're very welcome to email us at ask.adrc@dc.gov. Our headquarters is 500 K Street, Northeast, Washington, D.C., 2002. And you can always email our managers, ADRC managers@dc.gov. And we do have the Adult Protective Services is now a part of the Department of Aging and Community Living. Anytime there is even an inkling of something that is not right, give us a call, and our Adult Protective Services, they will investigate to find out what's going on. Now, Mr. Wynn, I know that we kind of had to rush through this. But if ever you get a chance, and I wouldn't mind being invited back where I can do a little more in depth of what we do. But I want the seniors to know we're here. We're here to serve. We're here to help.
Please
And we
repeat,
appreciate it.
please repeat the phone number and the email address more than one time.
Yes, sir, I definitely will. It is, our phone number to reach us is 202-724-5626.
And can you give the phone number for the cab service if you want to call a cab?
All our services come through the one number that I shared with you. That's the number you start with. That's how you get a contact to us. 202-724-5626. That is the number that you call, and we will get you connected to our program services, the cab service, everything that you need. Also, our email is ask@adrc@dc.gov. I'm sorry, I can't see the chat, so I don't know if there's any questions.
I got a question.
Yes, ma'am.
The transportation, that's just for medical transportation?
Medical transportation.
That's just for that?
And public benefits transportation. That means that we'll take you to any doctor's appointment, doesn't matter what kind of doctor, long it is within the boundaries of the district. And our public benefits is if you have to go to Social Security, you need a ride.
Okay.
We'll take you to Social Security. We'll take you to the DMV. We'll take you to DHS. These are public benefits.
Yeah.
rides.
You know,
Okay.
there's a $5 taxi cab service. I was wondering if this is the same thing.
No, ma'am. The $5 taxi cab service is under the Vehicle for Hire Agency. And that's $5. Our senior Med Express is free. There's no cost.
Oh, thank you.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
they will send you the application in your email.
In your email, in the mail, if you like, we will send that out to you. It's actually a one pager front and back, but because, we print it out, some people have to print it out from their email. It comes out to be 2 pages.
Mm-hmm. Now, could you tell me what's the age limit to do the senior facilities as far as going to the treadmill or the different programs they offer? Is it a certain age it starts at?
60 years and older.
Okay, any city community center?
Our wellness centers now, our Parks and Rec also have senior centers too.
Okay.
And I
Now,
think
is your
theirs is at 55 and over.
Okay, is your program the same one as Terrific Inc.?
Terrific Inc. is a grantee of ours. They carry out programs for us.
Okay.
So they are an organization within themselves, but they are a grantee of us.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys are linked together.
Yes, ma'am. We have a series of. We have
Well, the reason why I asked, because I'm on Terrific Inc. So would there be any need for me to contact your general intake?
No, not if you already are
already in there.
Okay. Thank you.
But if Terrific Inc. needs the Safe at Home for you, they will contact us.
Okay, thank you.
Terrific Inc. is wonderful. I'm involved in their Terrific Taste program, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
Teaches you how to make meals in a healthy way. And if they go to the Terrific Inc. Website, they can get involved in that. It's wonderful.
Yes, ma'am. We have Terrific Inc., Iona Senior Services, Seabury, Ward 5 and Ward 6 Aging Services, East River Family Strengthening Collaborative, Ward 7 and Ward 8.
Ward 8.
And these are our lead agencies, and they carry out our programs for us. Our case management services come through them also.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Mallory.
I used to work for Terrific Inc. serving the food to the seniors.
What's your name?
Cynthia Nala.
Familiar.
I used to work
What center? What center?
I forgot the one I used to work for. I know I used to work for one up Northwest and the one over Southeast by the Navy Yard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I used to work. Yeah, by the Navy Yard. I used to work for
Thank you,
that one.
Miss Mallory. This has been wonderful.
Thank
it has. Thank you, Miss Mallory.
I
Miss
wish I
Mallory,
had a little more time, but
Miss Mallory, have the wellness centers gone back to normal operations?
they are currently open right now. They're open.
Yeah.
Now what they are doing is they are the ones who are already members. They are bringing them in for different things.
Yeah.
They're trying not to bring the whole crowd at one time right now, but
Mhm.
they are open, and you're
Yeah,
welcome to
I
go.
know at Hattie Holmes, they have a few in-person activities, some exercise classes. So they're going in person gradually.
And they're still doing the virtuals.
Yes.
So you have your iPads, you still can
Yeah.
go on virtual.
Yes. They're
So
doing a lot of stuff virtually.
Yes.
So I'm down the street from Hattie Holmes. I can walk in and get an application, or do I do it online? How do I
Well,
go
you
about
can
it?
walk down there, and because they're at the desk, at the front desk, Miss Debbie is there every day.
And all they're gonna ask you to do is register.
Yeah, you do have to fill out the intake and have your doctor authorization every year to certify your ability to participate.
Okay, thank you.
So if there's,
Well,
if
thank you,
there's-
Miss Valerie. I'm Georgia Green.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you very
appreciate
much.
Mr. Nguyen thanking you for inviting me. I really wish I had a little more time to get in more in depth into some of the services, but this is what I want everyone to do. Give us a call.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a
very
good
much.
weekend.
Okay.
Great.
Everyone stay safe.
You too. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, thank you, Ms.
Yeah, thank
Mallory.
you.
Look, we're going to close out our session for today. Hopefully, all of you were able to get the contact number so you can follow up with the Office of Aging that will connect you to any, looks like any service, any issue you may have. You can go through that agency. That's why I invited them to come in today to provide that updated information, because last month, a number of you were asking questions and we did not have their contact information or list of everything they provide. So now you have it, plus the session we had earlier with Miss Erin Wilborn. Don't forget about giving some thought to putting your important documents in your green box.
Yes.
Whatever you want to call it, we're gonna refer to it as the green box. Okay, but start now. Start putting those things together, and as she said, every so often, don't wait too long. Always review what's in your box. Make sure it's up to date.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to sign off from now. We're going to send out emails for the next session, along with additional contact information for Miss Mallory and Miss Wellborn will be included in the next session information invite. So
Thank you, Mr. Nguyen.
everybody have a great day. Thank you.
You too.
Thank you.
Mr. Nguyen, one more question.
You
Mr.
too.
Nguyen,
Thank you. Great session.
Mr. Nguyen,
Yes, sir.
I've been trying to get my name on the seat all day, and the Pacific, it wouldn't let me get in.
Okay,
Come
you're in.
on.
You're in.
All right, thank you.
Do you have Harriet Brown?
Harriet Brown, yes, we do.
Thank you.
Mr. Nguyen, do you have William Philpott?
Yes, sir. We got you.
Yvonne Irvin, ERVIN.
You know they got
you. Yeah, I put it in the
What
chat.
about Ricardo Matthews?
EVONERVIN.
Yeah. If you put it in the chat, we'll get it as well from the chat.
Thank you, Mr. Nguyen.
You got
What
Cynthia
about
now?
Ricardo Matthews? Yep, got Cynthia.
Okay.
Sheila
Mercy
Boykin, Deborah
Todd.
Brewer.
That's Sheila Borkin. Yep, we got it. We got all of them.
Mercy Todd.
I'm still on the general admission,
Mr.
Mr.
Wynn.
Wynn.
We get, what's your name, sir?
Ricardo
Ron.
Matthews.
Ricardo Matthews. Okay, got
Yes,
you.
sir.
Do you
Okay,
have
thank you. Have a
Mercy
great day.
Todd?
Patricia
Thank you for the
McClellan.
info too.
Hello, do you have Mercy Todd?
Marcia Todd. Yep, got it.
Deborah Selene Brewer.
Patricia
Thank
McClellan.
you.
Patricia McKay. Pat, how you doing?
All right, how are you today, sir? And
Okay,
good interview.
You have Gatlin?
all
Very
right.
good.
You have
Yep.
Gatlin?
Edwina Gatlin. Yep,
Yeah.
got you. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Flossie Giles.
Edwina.
How do I leave the Zoom? Yeah, Flossie Giles.
Flossie Jones. Yep, we got Giles. Yep, we have you.
Thank you.
Michelle
Mr. Wynn, I'm
Cash.
still on the general admission.
Michelle Cash.
That's all right. We got your name. You gave us your name, right? Is that Ricardo?
Ron.
Who is that?
Ron
Agnes Smith.
What's your last name, Ron?
Mickens. Mickens.
Okay, got you.
Thank you.
Michelle Cash.
Got you, Michelle.
Thank
Dorothy
you.
Moore.
Dorothy Moore. Yes, we have you.
Denise Jackson.
Denise. Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Have a good evening, Mr. Wynn.
Okay, you too.
Thank you, Mr. Wynn.
Have a blessed day.
All right. Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Have a good week.
We'll look-
Bye-bye.
Have a good evening.
We'll look for everybody at the next session.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Amen.